Diddy, I've been seeing this man name pop up every single day on my timeline, and for obvious reasons, ever since Cassie gave him that lawsuit, sent out that lawsuit, man, it just grew from there. The roots just grew from there. More and more has come out, and apparently they're trying to hide a lawsuit. We're going to get into that later. And right now, we have Gene Deal, I believe that's his name. He's talking about how Diddy groomed Usher. Apparently, after Usher went on Club Shay Shay and said that Diddy helped him out, did all this other stuff, Gene Deal like, hey, bro, like, how you going to sit there and talk about, get somebody praise who groomed you? Now, all this is alleged according to me, because I ain't never been in none of these rooms and seen none of this stuff with my eyes, but let's see what we uncover. Let's get
Looking at this lawsuit, right? Little Rod, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher's name redacted, you could tell who it is because they described him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay.
Touchy.
And I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story.
Oh, man. I do remember hearing about him being hospitalized, but then it was like something about him having STD and all this other stuff. I don't know, but...
But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Man, I could never be in no Diddy camp. I couldn't do what they did on making the band either. Like, what the hell I look like going to go walk to go get this man some cheesecake for a record deal, bro? Like, it just ain't in my formula. I ain't built like that at all.
Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy count?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows, the white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you.
Damn, he brought his mama in it.
And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Ooh, he spit too. You got 24 hours to respond, Usher. First of all, let me make it perfectly clear, man. In no way, shape, or form do we incentivize or encourage or somehow give a pass to anybody who's out here harming children or grooming children. In no way, shape, or form do we condone that. I just want to make sure we put that out there before we get into, the jokes and all the yada yadas. I want people to fully understand that. And also, I want the YouTube algorithm to understand that too. Because y'all be tripping. Somebody pointed out, is it strange that Usher is now being plateaued on this, new peak, a second, third, fourth peak of his career? I mean, he's been in the game for a minute. As Diddy is seemingly going down. Oh no, I never made the connection. Hell, like I said, I ain't been in none of these rooms. But I do remember Kareem Steffens. Everybody, every dude, every man knows who Superhead was. If you grew up in the early, 2000s for sure. Like, but anyhow, I remember her saying something along the lines of Usher having a situation with somebody backstage, and ain't nobody believe her. This is a common theme I'm starting to see with Diddy. He would take young, naive, kids and groom them to become stars and things of that nature. He hasn't come out publicly and said any of these things, so all of it is still waiting for his response. We're still waiting on his response. But even besides Usher, there's been a lot of people in Diddy's past who've had, I ain't gonna say similar stories, but definitely stories that you can connect. Now, what I found hella interesting though was the fact that he brought up Usher mama. Dog, you brought up his mama. He said, look, if you want to know the truth, speak to Usher or his mama. Now, that's interesting because it starts to have the question go, for me, was she also willing to do anything for her son to reach his heights in his career? Because you remember early on, she was his manager. I don't know what the situation is like now. But back then, apparently, kids were just being sent off by the parents because the parents wanted the money more than the kids. They wanted the kids to just become famous, and they was willing to do anything. Ew. I mean, that's definitely the case in your boy R. Kelly's situation. I feel like the parents need to be in jail just as much as that man. Dead ass. I don't know what the hell was wrong with the system in that regard.
Lovers. You was like brothers. All night we would play fight undercover.
Now, about that lawsuit.
Everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. If you thought the drama with P. Diddy was over, you are wrong, because there are more lawsuits coming Diddy's way. Now, there's a producer named Rodney Jones who goes by Hitman Little Rod, and he is suing Diddy for inappropriately touching him, drugging him, and threatening him. He's also suing Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, his son, Justin Combs, and the CEO of Universal Music Group, and the former CEO of Motown Records, Ethiopia Hab. So he's suing these executives because he feels like they have condoned Diddy's behavior and allowed him to do illegal activity under their umbrella. Allegedly, Diddy was doing a lot of crazy stuff while Rodney Jones was producing his album. Now, Rodney did produce Diddy's latest album, the Love album, and he actually traveled and lived with Diddy for over a year while producing this album. And according to him, he claims that Diddy came on to him multiple times and inappropriately touched his private parts. He said he was forced to work in Diddy's bathroom as Diddy showered with no clothes on. And when he raised concerns about his behavior to Diddy's chief of staff, Christina, she said, "Oh, Diddy's just trying to show you that he likes you," allegedly. Now, Rodney, of course, was very, very disturbed, but allegedly it didn't stop there.
My guy, that was the moment you quit. I'm telling you, man, you can't just be doing anything for no goddamn money out here, bro. Just no.
He also claims that he was forced to arrange Diddy's freak-off sessions with different escorts. And he claims that he wasn't the only one sent to do this. Stevie J was doing this, and also Diddy's son, Justin Combs, was allegedly recruiting young escorts to his home. And Rodney says that he has a lot of footage to back up his claims. There's this one image of Diddy allegedly with an underage female, and Rodney alleged that Diddy would be serving these women tequila and vodka laced with drugs. He said that Diddy would have parties, yacht parties and house parties with underage girls, and he claimed that he saw a rapper and an R&B singer consorting with some of these girls, allegedly. And in the footnote of the lawsuit, it says that one of the rappers was a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. So we could...
No. Bruh. Bruh. That's Meek Mill. What? What's the point of redacting when they describe you as who you... Bro, come on, man.
could assume that's Meek Mill. Also, the R&B singer had a previous incident with a Bayesian billionaire, and the only R&B singer that comes to mind on that one is Chris Brown, because we know that Chris had an incident with Rihanna.
And Usher
Rodney
too.
even believes that Diddy drugged him early last year. He claimed that he woke up naked, dizzy and confused in the bed with Combs and 2 escorts. Child. He also claims that Diddy was trying to groom him into having a sexual relationship with him. And he even said that Diddy forced him to watch this video of Stevie J allegedly having sex with another man. Now, this video wasn't of Stevie J. It actually was of the porn star Knockout, but I guess Rodney was under the impression that this was Stevie J because Diddy led him to believe that. But either way, this does hurt his credibility because he didn't include a picture of Stevie. He included a picture of Knockout. Also, Rodney alleged that Diddy had Young Miami bring in her female cousin to perform acts on him. Now, he alleged that Diddy, Young Miami, and her cousin were out here doing coke, and they tried to get him to do coke, and he was like, no. He left and went into the bathroom, and Young Miami's cousin attempted to perform acts on him, and he pushed her off. Now, this doesn't look good for Young Miami because there's been rumors around that she is allegedly Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell. She's out here soliciting girls, bringing girls to Diddy. She got her cousin out here trying to push up on Rodney, and it's just not a good look. And she already implicated herself when she was taunting Diddy's other girlfriend, Gina, and she said, if I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees. Oh, you an eater. So she basically confirmed that Diddy forces people to perform sexual acts, and she bragged about it.
This
so
is
it
disgusting,
kinda makes her
man.
look bad too. And the allegations do not stop there. Rodney recalled a time where he saw Diddy bragging about shooting people, and he displayed his gun collection to him. He alleged that Diddy said that he was responsible for the shooting at the nightclub that happened back in 1999. And the rapper Shine actually took the charge for him, and he spent close to a decade in prison.
That's messed
when Diddy
up,
showed
man.
his guns to Rodney, Rodney was very concerned. Diddy not only had a lot of power, but he was also very dangerous. Also, he recalled an incident where Diddy had a heated exchange with his son Justin Combs, and Justin's friend G got shot during that incident. This is crazy. If this story is true, this is crazy, and I can now understand why Justin's mother, Misa, called Diddy out, because apparently Diddy has been a bad influence on Justin. I mean, Justin is out here allegedly participating in trafficking, and he's getting drunk and getting DUIs and getting involved in shootouts with his daddy. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
It's crazy. Also, Rodney claims that Diddy introduced him to Cuba Gooding Jr. on one of his yacht parties, and even Cuba Gooding Jr. started touching him inappropriately. So there were a lot of allegations made in this lawsuit, and Rodney Jones is seeking $30 million. So he's trying to pull a Cassie. However, Diddy is not going to settle with him as easily as he did with Cassie.
Of
In
course
fact,
not.
his legal team clapped back immediately. And his lawyer, Sean Hawley, said, we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them.
What about Cassie, though? What was the energy you had for Cassie? Huh? You ain't want no smoke then. I'm sure we all know why. And that's why this don't look too good for you. He could be trying to go after some money, but still, bro, it ain't looking like it's going in your favor.
So Diddy is willing to fight this lawsuit, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. I wouldn't be surprised if he beats it. And even though Rodney made some wild allegations, which I believe a lot are true, the problem he's going to run into is how well he can back up those allegations. He claims he has footage, but is the footage going to show proof of all of the things that Diddy allegedly did? We don't know. Is he going to show proof of the other people who are implicated in this lawsuit? We don't know. And Rodney is going up against some powerful people, not just Diddy, but the CEO of Universal Music Group, Lucian Grange. He listed him as a defendant. So I don't know how successful he's going to be with this whole case. I would hope that he gets his justice if he's telling the truth, but I just don't know. And also another thing to consider is Rodney's intentions. Rodney initially had issues with Diddy because Diddy was trying to snatch his publishing away. He was trying to take his royalties and all of the money that he was owed for producing this project. And he put in a lot of work on the album. He contributed a lot to it, but Diddy was not trying to play fair at all. So his real issue is with Diddy not paying him for his contribution to the Love album. He never brought up Diddy's illegal or illicit activity. He never brought up the fact that Diddy harassed him and groped him and did some inappropriate things.
Which is what I have a problem with right there. Just man to man, right? Like just man to man. As soon as that stuff starts to happen to me, like it's an immediate, bro, what are you doing? Like, nah, man, we ain't even on that. Matter of fact, I ain't even comfortable with being here. I got to get up out of here. Y'all just tried me in a way that what I look like trying to continue to produce for somebody whom just touched my private part, bro, and still walk around and consider myself, you know, I'm like, nah, man. Timing and all that is wrong.
Until now. And I think it is a little convenient for him to bring this up in the lawsuit now because he saw how Cassie was able to win and settle very quickly. So he thought this would be a way to force Diddy's hand. But Diddy and his legal team are basically going to argue that this is nothing more than a money grab, and they're going to try to find many ways to discredit him. And for all we know, he could very well be telling the truth, but if he doesn't have hard evidence to back up all of the allegations, and if he doesn't have good legal counsel or representation, this will be a hard case for him to win.
Definitely.
But I do sympathize with him over the whole fight for his publishing and royalties because I think it's messed up what Diddy is allegedly doing to him. He's basically trying to snatch the money that he is rightfully owed for the album. And it's not right. It's just not right.
I've been working on an album. I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not. Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours to 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy will request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations, just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter, but I'm going to put in this fight. I got to do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it I'm not going to let that happen. Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him in court. So I'm just asking, if you're in support, please. The link is in my bio to my GoFundMe. The money will go towards my attorney fees and to just make sure I'm keeping my head above water.
Rodney also posted this video of Diddy and his associates joking about taking his publishing. Listen to this. This is messed up.
Okay, because I run shit. I run shit.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Little Rod ain't worth giving his kingdom to if we don't control his publishing. I can solve his efforts with 3 other human beings. He's eating at our table, and I like his backstory, but you need to have other people. It's hard to work with him unless we have his pub. He's a piece of shit human, but we do not need his talent unless we can work with him.
Now, Stevie J responded to this post and said, post the whole video. Don't make it seem like dudes sitting around joking on you and you didn't produce 9 songs on this project. Adding a piano in a song doesn't make you the producer. Adding bass on a song definitely doesn't make you a producer. Tell the whole story on how you came in as an engineer. Don't get selective amnesia, and don't try to make the homie look like he's stealing from you, because clearly I know that ain't the case. And Rodney said, yo, how dare you? My number ain't changed. Speaking of that, your name is next to mine as a producer on Deliver Me, and no one else touched that track but me and Jay Dilla. I've never been known as an engineer in the game as long as I've worked. In fact, Mixed by Source is the actual engineer that worked on this album and hasn't been credited as one. I'm confused because if I'm an engineer, why am I credited as a producer? And this video clearly speaks to them plotting on my pub. But what I'm most certain is you're possibly working with them against me. I don't give no F's about no danger zone. Them threats ain't never worked. #love. Rodney is frustrated, clearly, and I'm glad that he said something. It's really messed up that Stevie is trying to downplay his contribution to the Love album. If you look on his Instagram page, you could clearly see how much he was involved on this whole project, and he needs to be paid what he's owed. He really does. Now, as far as the other allegations he made about Diddy, I don't know how they're going to hold up in court, but we'll see how this whole crazy story unfolds. I do not put anything past Diddy. I really don't. So we'll see if more information comes out about this. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Damn, Diddy. Man, it's just not looking good at all, bro. It's just not looking good at all. You got Usher, Young Miami, Chris Brown, your son, Meek Mill, son with I think his name Justin Combs. Yeah, man, it's not looking too good. And now you got Lil Rod, who's the producer, some questionable things here and there within the story. However, man, the way your track record, exemplifies, we know that you aren't exactly known for giving people their rightful percentages and things of that nature. So there's one thing, but yeah, he's fighting against the machine. It's gonna be a tough fight, dog.